All right, let me make sure everything is running correctly here. Audio being recorded. Yes. All right. Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. What day is it? It's Thursday, December 22nd. Getting close to Christmas, getting towards the end of the week. The market and crypto are looking interesting. So let's just dive right in and get through this. BitcoinDailyView.com. Got more for you there. Check it out. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put it in the live chat. If you so desire, please give that a hit. Just check it out. Got more for you there, things I endorse, etc. Things that I like, some affiliate links, check it out. Indicators that we use in these videos, etc. All these pages that I look at, boom, all there. All right, FinViz. Today, the market is closed now. Basically, the Dow and the NASDAQ and the S&P 500, not a great day. They pretty much dumped in the beginning of the day. Then around 1 or 2 p.m., they all started picking up. So not a total loss today, but overall, they did close in the red. Diving deep here on the S&P 500, since it's very correlated with, since it pretty much the Bitcoin and the S&P 500 tend to match each other. A red day in the market in general. We did have some green in healthcare, in household appliances, packaging, tobacco, of all things. I guess people are buying their smokes for the holidays. Definitely, we're not going to be giving up our vices at this time of year, that's for sure. Note Tesla down 8.8%, and I think there's more to that than might meet the eye. The government, the Biden administration explicitly is kind of pissed off at Elon Musk right now. And I think one of the things that's happening is now, and I'm sorry I don't have a link for this, but I think the government is going to help fund GM, who actually has some amazing battery technology that will pretty much sink the Tesla um, uh, company. I'm kind of taking some creative liberties there, but I think it's very possible. GM has been working on batteries before there was a Tesla, and it does appear that they're coming out with some good stuff. And like I say, the Biden administration is going to be throwing them some money to really help develop that. So it does seem that if you look at Tesla stock recently, I definitely think in a good number of ways, good number of angles, I think that the current administration will take this company out. Just taking a little bit of a guess, but I bet you we will not see Tesla in the Fortune 500 by the end of 2023. All right, check this out. U.S. dollar strength index was in the green today. Oil spot was in the red, kind of a red doji there. I mean, a red Darth Maul doji. S&P 500 definitely dumped today. Nice tail towards the downside. Tech 100 dumped. Gold dumped, and silver dumped. So in general, a pretty crappy day for the market at large. Looking at Bitcoin in the top 100, 16,787 for Bitcoin this very moment. In general, looking at the top 100, I've seen some red, I've seen some green, some red, some green, some red. In general, it's really kind of an up and down day. I mean, Doge is up a little bit. And also we have some life in Terra Luna Classic, Lun C. We'll definitely check out Lun C and Doge before we check out of here. Looking at, now let's see here. Where's that one chart? I keep missing it. Where are you at, chart? I got to fire that up. Here we go. Let's look at the volume on the exchanges. In general, today it's kind of nice. We are seeing that the top 20, top 30, top 40, top 50 exchanges are almost all in the green, just slightly as far as volume. So we have an increase in volume. That's 24 hours. Not a massive one, but an increase. I like seeing that. Longs versus shorts with leverage, basically derivatives on Binance, where the volume is 22 billion. That ain't nothing. Need 50 for the market to even be awake. So a nice slight increase in volume today. Nice to see the exchanges in the green. That's a good sign. That gives me a little bit more hope for a possible move up on Friday. I'm going to call the market kind of neutral today. As far as the crypto market, just not a whole lot of nothing happening nowhere. But do note this, Bitcoin just got perky right at around 11 o'clock, 11 p.m. here in Mountain Standard Time. 11 a.m. I guess that would be. We see some green, so some purple candles here. That is candles by Sam. You can find that if you get 3 candles in a row or more, they start turning purple. And of course, 3 candles or more towards the downside, and they start turning yellow. But they have to be consecutive. The bodies have to not cross. So it's kind of a nice thing to see. This little dump, not quite a bark pattern, down, back up. So we've broken above the 200 moving average here on the 45-minute chart. I like that. Now we got a green candle going. In general, the indicators are turning towards the positive side. I like that. How does the 4-hour chart look? Nice green candle. The 4-hour chart has actually wicked over the 4-hour 200 moving average. That's pretty sparky. I like that. If we get back above that and find support, that would be rocking. Definitely, we can see here. This is both buy and sell volume combined. We had a yellow spike there, so definitely somebody dumped this thing earlier in the morning. But even the 4-hour chart, it does look like the indicators are recovering. Let's look at an hourly chart, because that's what most traders do look at here in the crypto world. Hourly chart is still well below the 200 moving average, but we are moving towards it. Indicators are beginning to perk up. Let's see what happens. Definitely seeing some volume pushing this thing back up. So Bitcoin, not overly exciting right now, but I am excited to see on my favorite 45-minute chart. Maybe we'll find support above the 200 moving average on the 45-minute chart with these good looking indicators. I like what I'm seeing. Let's see if that continues. If so, that will definitely make for some explosive alts tomorrow. If we can find support above the 200 moving average on the 45-minute chart, and especially if we can break above that hourly chart, which is, let's see, we are at, boom, how much more do we got to go to make that happen? Let me do a forecast. So from where we're sitting, you need to go up about, well, basically 1% more could get us above that 200 moving average. And if we can find support there, that definitely could happen. So let's just see what happens. We'll find out. We will keep watching. We will see. All right, now let's look at some other alts. I haven't seen a lot of exciting alts, but we'll look at Doge and Luncy before we're out of here. This is a daily chart for XRM, basically Monero versus BTC. It's really keeping these upwards channels, even though it gets a little bit of a dump once in a while. It is making it happen. So I like that. I can do another upwards channel here if I want. Right there. Parallels. Boom. See, it's kind of back in the action again, moving up. So boom, boom, boom. And if we actually were to extrapolate, kind of extend this one, we're kind of, well, if you want to actually be somewhat creative and do like that, we're kind of back in the upwards channel that we had previously. And once you hop back in that upwards channel, it's always a very bullish thing. So this, on the daily chart, XMR versus BTC, basically Monero versus BTC, is really a phenomenal trade. This thing's been making money for quite a while. So I like what I'm seeing. Let's look at this with a 45-minute chart real quickly here. On a 45-minute chart, there we go. Let me get rid of, I'll leave the channels. Anyway, indicators are turning down a little bit. Let's see what happens. Let me nix that one. Get rid of these. These are kind of confusing looking. Yeah, the 45-minute chart that I like so much, as you guys have probably noticed. We definitely come down to the 200 moving average, broke below it, but we balanced before we got to the 314. Moving up, we're holding support above that 200 moving average. If we can continue doing that, I think we're looking pretty good. So there you go. That's about all I need to say about that. I like what I'm seeing on the, it's not incredibly exciting, but exciting enough. I think it will continue with these indicators will continue turning up. We'll probably see something victorious here. If we can stay above this 200 moving average in a 45-minute chart, we're going to be really, really powerful there for Monero versus BTC. Hourly chart came down. The 314s on top. It bounced off that. Nice run. Indicators are a little bit not quite as inspiring on the hourly. On the 4-hour chart, how are we looking there? On the 4-hour chart, what I like seeing here for Monero versus Bitcoin is you can see where it has consistently on the 4-hour chart. This is a beautiful, beautiful uptrend. And yeah, it lost it momentarily. I'm just going to go like right here. Yeah, sure. It lost its uptrend for a bit, but it's almost broken back up into that channel. So I'm watching XMR versus BTC. This is a nice trend. Right now it's cooling off a little bit. Let's see what happens. I really would be surprised if we got below this 400 moving average. No, 200 moving average in the 4-hour chart. That's definitely, that would be quite a dump. So let's see what happens. I like it. I like XMR versus BTC. I like what I'm seeing. XMR versus USDT. I like that today. 45-minute chart. We definitely broke below the 200 and the 314, but we boom, got back above the 200. And now we're working on, are we either going to be rejected or actually find support above the 314? That's awesome. So that's a good bounce. I like what I'm seeing there. And I wonder if that bounce actually is, could I actually add a moving average? Just a typical built-in moving average is all I need. moving average, stick it in there. Where you at? Let me make this a so 100, and let me make that. That's fine. Make it I don't know something I've already got. Let me get a dark purple. There we go. So yeah, it's not letting us know much anyway. Sorry to be bewildered right now. There's some weird noises outside. So anyway, at the 314. No, I'm sorry. The 100 moving average and the 50 are pretty much in the same spot. So good spot. I think we're gonna find support above the 50 and 100. I like it. Let's see if Monero versus USDT continues up. It definitely got volatile with Bitcoin, and you can even see here if we look at the 45-minute chart, you can kind of see that it was cruising a nice upwards channel, and it just broke below it. But see, now it's trying to get back in that upwards channel. So if it does, it's good. Indicators look strong. So XMR versus BTC, XMR versus USDT, a little bit weak right now, but in general, I think it's probably going to continue its uptrend. So that's one that I've definitely been profiting from for a while and have not really seen a reason to get out of it yet. Looking at my, let's say, Cayenne list here, is anything really exciting? That's not A versus USDT. No, that's not really exciting either. Let's look at Doge versus USDT. Do that on KuCoin. Doge versus USDT, definitely up a few percent today. Challenging that 200 moving average, got rejected. Seems like it's broken through. We'll see if we find support above it, but we're still below the 314s. This thing is more likely to kind of just bounce between and then fail. And not stay above that 200 moving average. Let's see what happens. If it makes a good push and gets above that 314, I'd definitely be kind of excited. These indicators look very good. There's big volume coming into it. Let's look at a 4-hour chart and a 6-hour chart. Let's look at a 4-hour chart for Doge versus USDT. Well below the 200 moving average in a 4-hour chart. Indicators kind of show some upwards momentum. I'm going to keep an eye on this thing. Doge versus USDT. This thing might start, running. Let's just see what happens. It might just. I'm not excited enough about it to really be excited. How's the hourly look? Hourly's below the 200 moving average. Only the 45 minutes really challenging it. We'll see what happens. Indicators looking kind of strong. So Doge not looking too bad. Lunds, but nothing that I'm really excited about though. Lunds, see, I want to kind of see it get above the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart before I really got too excited about it. Oh, before that, let's do a Doge versus BTC. Kind of looks like versus USDT. Yeah, Doge versus BTC kind of turning up kind of nice. I look to see a lot of volume right there right now. Let's see what happens. Doge versus BTC might be a little bit exciting. Well, let's keep an eye on that one. So Doge, I'll visit you again tomorrow and see how you're doing. LUNC versus USDT. You can play that on KuCoin. Let's do that. Definitely some percent gains today, but on a 45-minute chart, it's not really getting above the 200 moving average. Indicators look okay, but not really exciting. So anyway, there you go. Boom. So now this is the part where people can drop off if they're not interested. Let's look at some news. So I don't have more exciting with crypto. Really, the big exciting thing is let's just see if Bitcoin will on the hourly chart, if it can challenge and break above that 200 moving average, that would be great. That's right around like let's just say 17,000. If it can get back to 17,000 or 16,900 and kind of like hold above that 200 moving average on the hourly chart, I think that would be pretty groovy. We're seeing some strong velocity here on the 45-minute chart. Definitely if we can find support above there, which it appears we might be doing above that 200 moving average. That's kind of a positive thing, but do note it's in this that spot between the 200 and the 314 where it very well likely may just continue sideways and not really get a lot of energons going on. So with that said, this is the news part. I'm going to make it super fast. House Republican panel releases counter report on Jan 6th. Really, it doesn't matter at all where a person falls on Jan 6th. I'm sorry that a bunch of boomers who walked in with their, on their on their oxygen tanks, on the doors were open and they walked in. I mean, I'm sorry there was some agent provocateurs. I'm sorry that this whole thing happened, but it just reminds me of a very, very good rule of thumb that I live by. Don't go to protest. It's a bad idea. Anyway, it is good that they actually are pushing back on this. I think they have enough traction having read this, but I actually think it might just get it out of the news. The left may stop pushing it. I don't really need anyone to win or lose. I like to see the people who are in jail get out, who have not been proven to do anything, having done anything, felony violence, basically. Come on, guys, even if you're a lefty or it doesn't matter, it was not an insurrection, please give it a break. America needs to get over it. And I think this enough pressure from House Republicans, if they can find their balls, which they usually cannot, will actually be good. Also, one of the reasons why I mentioned that is breaking. House Republicans locate emails and text messages implicating Pelosi in failed Jan 6 Capitol security operation. I read this. It's kind of weak. It doesn't exactly really say anything, but I do think they have enough receipts to push back enough that I think the left will just drop this. The Jan 6 thing is weak and stupid, and the people need to be out of jail. Once in a generation snow apocalypse sweeps across the U.S., you may have heard about it. It is getting dang cold some places. So much for global warming. Anyway, I know now they call it climate change, but anyway, just saying, it's going to be darn cold. So we might see a white Christmas some places. Definitely going to see a cold Christmas. Some people that I know, around the country have been, sending me pictures of like their little car. In their car, like where it tells you the temperature. It's insane what people are living in, and supposedly this is not even really kicked in yet. This is interesting. I'm going to wrap this up, Bitcoin Truth Seekers, with this. This is an absolutely phenomenal tweet, one to share with your family and friends if you are so inclined. I personally do not believe that it is partisan. I never mean to piss anybody off politically. I really would like to come from a different place than, I don't want to sound like, I don't want to sound like Rachel Maddow any more than I want to sound like Ted Nugent. So I'm more coming from like the, investor's perspective and just giving a little bit of worldview as to what's going on. Sometimes it does help to bring sanity to why the market's doing what it's doing. In the last month, it has been revealed that the CIA has been lying about their involvement in the JFK assassination. Some new, via the Freedom of Information Act, finally, some stuff has been dropped. A lot of info on that. I myself have not read it, but it's huge. But I have been following people who are into such things big time, who've been really studying it, and it's actually some powerful stuff is coming out. I mean, really powerful. I'm surprised they even released it. Also, the FBI colluded with Twitter to hide evidence of the Hunter Biden laptop. Who cares? I don't really care, but still, they did. And the CDC knew that the vaccines did not stop transmission, but did not disclose that. So think about it. In the last month, this world has turned upside down, not to mention all the love Twitter, Elon's getting via his Twitter purchase. And I definitely think, for real, I'm going to start covering it soon. Some traditional stocks. I think that a short of Tesla might be in order if you're a traditional market person, because I think that the administration, and I'm going to call them also the deep state, has decided to take Tesla's ass out because he's not playing the game. And if I'm wrong, if a person is cynical and they think it's just whatever, controlled opposition, it just his ego, whatever, you could totally be right. But at this moment, he ain't the deep state's friend. And Mr. Biden is rather frustrated with him, along with many others. So with that said, Bitcoin Truth Seekers, I am glad you are here. Here we go. Let me share this. Bitcoin Truth Seekers, Bitcoin Daily View, glory. 2023 is going to be great. It's right around the corner. I'm glad you're here, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. And remember, outside of any partisan nonsense, every Bitcoin Satoshi you own means more than the left and the right. And it truly does punch the evil ones, the globalists, right in the stones. So keep stacking those sats and chilling. And I'll see you tomorrow, God willing. Take care.